Welcome to the Lit Show. It's a special episode.
And we're doing it on friendship and we're showing our merch.
I'm so excited.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes. Humble for God, bold for the kingdom. We have our
This is our logo. We're looking in the TV, so we're like, where are we pointing? Yeah, this is our logo here. Lit for Jesus.
Yep.
Yep.
So if any of you guys are interested in purchasing Humble for God, Bold for the Kingdom shirt, they're awesome. Wear them with leggings. They cover up your bottoms.
Yeah, they're long. They're like tunic tops, if you know what that is. It's like a longer shirt. It's kind of like a dress / shirt.
Yeah, they're so
easy
cute.
going. They're like so soft and thin and comfortable.
Yeah,
and it's summertime right now, y'all, and I'm feeling good in it right now.
And
like,
we're at the beach, so I mean, summertime at the beach, and we're wearing this, and we're fine.
It feels great.
Yeah.
It's not like that mesh material. It's like this really soft.
Yeah, and they're so long, you literally could use them as a bathing suit cover up, like if you've gotten too much sun. And you can represent.
After a full day in the sun, I like to put on.
Me too. I like to take a shower and lotion up.
Yeah.
And just put on some long sleeves.
Yeah, because my skin is tender after that sun.
I know it is. Especially in the North Carolinas.
Yeah.
The heat is brutal.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump right in. This episode is, we had so many people ask us how we met already. And we want to tell you guys how we met. But first we're going to talk about other friendships in the Bible about David and Jonathan. David, a young shepherd, raises to fame after defeating the giant Goliath. King Saul, the first king of Israel, becomes jealous of David's growing popularity and success. Jonathan, King Saul's son, forms a close and loyal friendship with David.
And here's some key moments. This is when they're starting to form a bond in 1 Samuel 18, 1 through 3. After David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. This passage highlights the immediate and deep bond formed between David and Jonathan, symbolizing true friendship.
I love that.
And then this is on their loyalty and sacrifice to one another. In 1 Samuel 19, 1 through 2, Saul told his son Jonathan and all the attendants to kill David. But Jonathan had taken a great liking to David and warned him, My father Saul is looking for a chance to kill you. Be on your guard tomorrow morning. Go into hiding and stay there. Despite his father's intentions, Jonathan warns David and helps him escape, showing loyalty and selflessness.
I love that.
Me too.
Support and encouragement. 1 Samuel 23, 16 and 17. And Saul's son Jonathan went to David at Horish and helped him find strength in God. Don't be afraid, he said. My father Saul will not lay a hand on you. You will be king over Israel, and I will be second to you. Even my father Saul knows this. Jonathan provides David with encouragement and reassurance during a difficult time, highlighting the role of friends in providing support. A covenant of friendship. 1 Samuel 20, 42. Jonathan said to David, Go in peace, for we have sworn friendship with each other in the name of the Lord, saying, The Lord is a witness between you and me, and between your descendants and my descendants forever. Then David left, and Jonathan went back to the town. Jonathan and David made a covenant, demonstrating the lasting and binding nature of their friendship.
And then this is the biblical teachings on the friendship. Ezekiel, I can't never say it. Just tell me.
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes.
I don't know if that's right
That's
either.
such a hard word to say.
I know. And I don't know if that's right either. So just.
Yeah. Y'all know what we're talking about. Yeah. 4, 9 through 10. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Friends support each other and help one another through challenges. That's such a good
I love that
verse.
so much. It is.
It's so important.
I never even knew about this verse. ever in my life until we started doing this podcast stuff.
Well, I'm in a ministry at my church, and that's what our main verse is for that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Helping women. Yeah.
And y'all's read that verse before?
Yeah. I mean,
That is wow.
That verse is a big part of that ministry.
Wow. I love that.
Yep.
So, well, let's talk about our friendship and
how we met.
Yeah. All right. So, Britt's a year older than me. She went to middle school with my older brother. We always knew of each other. We grew up within 8 minutes from each other. And so, Britt went to the school that was in her district, and my parents had me in Christian school. So, we never actually went to school together because of that.
I went to public school, and Janie went to Christian school.
All right, and
man, if I could go back in time, I would rather gone to the Christian school with you. But anyways,
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be me.
No,
today.
you wouldn't.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
Yes.
I remember I had just graduated from marriage school and was visiting my parents' house. I was in a 5-year relationship at the time. Wow, Janie was actually dating my first boyfriend ever from when I was like 14 years old. So I don't know, like when I was in hair school, I was probably 20 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's call him 50 Cent. 50 Cent lived right across the street from my parents. You know who you are, 50 Cent. We dated when I was 14 to about 17, and 50 Cent noticed that I was over at my parents' that day. And he called the house and said, y'all come over here to this party. My parents were actually over there, and me and my boyfriend at the time were just hanging out at my house.
Well, your mom wasn't there yet, but your dad was, and your dad mom was already there, but your dad was making his way over. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, our neighborhood, like everybody was always all over the place. Yeah. People walking to people's houses. It was just how our neighborhood was. So everybody was just like doing their own thing all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back to it, I remember being super intimidated knowing already how gorgeous she was and that she was also a hairstylist. Back then, I was always a little shy in the beginning of getting to know new people. And then I remember being so nervous and thinking, why do they want to hang out with me? Like, I'm old news to him. She's so pretty, and I think they will talk bad about me. I started going through this, like, loophole of, like, negativity towards myself. Or they want to just have me over to judge my life and blah, blah, blah. Like, woe is me. I sound like Eeyore. And who I'm dating now. Like, they were like, y'all were going to judge me on, like, that whole situation, too.
Oh, am I allowed to say who you're dating? Who are you dating, then? Mouth it behind the shirt. Oh, I remember.
But.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Anyways,
he's actually cute.
I was going to say that too. He is.
Your second cutest one.
Yeah. He was a good looking guy.
Your first cutest one was your first boyfriend, but your second cutest one was definitely, I would say, him. Because you didn't really care about what people look like, did you?
I saw the inside.
Yeah. I've kind of probably
I saw
been
the
more
very
shallow
best of people.
I care about what people think. Like, if you saw my husband now, you would.
But I think I formed a person in my head that I thought that they could reach to.
Yeah.
And so that's why I held on, trying to, like, pull them up a mountain, and I kept sliding down.
Like, you were like, I could give them a better haircut.
Yeah. Or, like, I could get them to the doctor.
Yeah.
Or, like, we can get them in therapy. That's all right. Like, I kept telling myself we can, like, polish things up on them, and they'll be that person in my head that I would form, which was not my job.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm very hard-headed when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you were a fixer.
I'm definitely not one now.
Yeah,
so,
no.
I mean, God's molding me and my husband right now so that I I'm not going to need to fix them.
Yeah.
Because they're
Amen.
working through God.
Yeah.
And so am I. So anyways, that's besides.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
like
not
that.
besides the point. It's just kind of
No, it
ended
is
up
the
that
point.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is the point. Anyways, well, I grew the courage. I put on my swimsuit, put on a cute outfit, fixed up my hair and makeup, grabbed my boyfriend Stan at the time, and marched right over there to go to the neighborhood pool party that my parents were at also.
I remember saying to 50 Cent that I don't want to be the only girl there, and that I didn't want to be at a party full of parents or boys. I begged him to call you, and your dad was actually on the way over as he was calling you, and 50 Cent said that that was your dad that was walking up, and your dad was like, wow, 50 Cent, that is the prettiest girlfriend that you've ever had. And I was like, who is that man? And he was like, that's Britt's dad. And I was like, Britt's dad thinks that I'm the prettiest? Yeah, I was like, I'm prettier than like his daughter. And he actually said that. But then later on I found out that your dad says stuff like that, and it's not
he's just
personal.
a loving
Like he's just
person.
so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, and that didn't even bother me. I laughed.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
No. Yeah.
That's just his character.
Yeah.
He loves people.
Yeah.
And so.
But later I found out that he just thought I was the
It was
second
hard for him
prettiest
not to
girl
say
in
that
the world.
because you
Yeah.
were a bombshell.
Yeah.
Like a blonde bombshell.
you're
You know what I'm
sweet.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, what man wouldn't think?
Yeah. But I did find out later that I am the second prettiest girl to him.
Yeah.
And you're the first. So we did get that settled.
Established.
But
I could see 50 Cent in that moment. Like, yeah whatever, Steve. Like, okay, keep going.
Okay, it's your turn.
Where are we at? Right here.
Yeah.
We walked up, and I remember feeling I had an advantage measuring myself up to her. I knew all the adults already and all the kids already because it was in the neighborhood I lived in. I walked up confidently and said, hey, how's it going? I remember thinking, wow, she is so pretty. Thinking, I wonder what she thinks of me. And then I remember we had a nice conversation, and I instantly felt peace and fell in love with this beautiful person. She was asking so many questions no one had ever really asked me before. And it made me feel so confident in ways that I still cannot explain today. She truly wanted to get to know me. That was wild that you just saw things in me, and you still do.
Yeah.
It blossomed into a different type of friendship that I had yet to truly experience. One that a person was truly humble in her heart to really want to get to know every single detail in my life. I will never forget that feeling that day of feeling so loved, more love than I had ever felt in my life at the time, and still really to this day. She became the closest person to Jesus that I knew looking back to today. I didn't know how much I wanted that back then, but what I did know is that God brought us together for a reason, a huge reason. He knew what I needed at the time, and he put her in my path. We became friends that day.
So after the pool party, we were walking back that night, and I remember thinking, should I ask her for her number? And then I was like, or should I just ask 50 Cent for it? I ended up asking him for it, and months went by, and I wanted to text you, I remember. But then I was thinking, like, well, what am I going to say when I text her? You know, because in my head, it was kind of weird because I was like, we dated the same guy. And, I mean, he can definitely correct us if we're wrong, but I want to say there was only one girl in between me and you from him. So he was in a relationship before he was in a relationship with me. Right after you, and I didn't want you to feel like, was she wanting to be my friend to get dirt on him or to know him because of just how catty girls are.
Yeah.
And you know I'm not that girl.
Right.
You know
That's
that,
why I feel like I walked up kind of in like a prideful way, like let me protect myself. Because I don't know this girl.
Right.
I've got to one up on her because I know these people, and she's not going to do anything or say anything to me. Like, I was kind of like boasting in my ego about.
And I remember at the pool party the whole time, we never mentioned him. We literally talked about hair
about one another.
and about like what we did, what we like to do.
Yeah. I almost felt like kind of sorry for my boyfriend that I had there because nobody was talking to him.
Yeah.
And they weren't talking. Like, we didn't even care, though.
Yeah.
We were just like,
and 50
this is
Cent,
about us.
50, he is the life of the party.
Yep.
So, like,
Yep.
he always included me and would, like, drag me around and stuff like that. But I think he liked it that I had you because then, like, he knew that I wasn't just, like, being drugged around by him or, like, you know, just, yeah. Well, he knew I wasn't jealous. I'm not I'm just not that girl. But, okay, so Britt was a manager at Rack Room. Every day when she left the shoe store, she did hair at Regis in Smithfield at the outlets. I was doing hair at Regis in Clayton, and because my office was in Smithfield, I asked for a transfer. I was an assistant manager at a finance company. Britt and I both did hair every night and every weekend. Since Britt had dated the guy I was engaged to, which is 50 Cent, the salon manager was trying to make it a big deal. I remember one of the girls saying that the manager asked Britt if it was okay if I had worked there. I was already being transferred, and it was not even up to the manager to even ask that. The day I started working there, I saw Britt and said, "It's me, Janie." And I'm pretty sure she said, "It's me, Britt." And we both said, "We are lit."
We are lit. Yeah. This was like when we were, how old were we? Like 19?
We were young, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Super duper young.
Yeah, and why did that manager think that she needed to ask me? Was it
I don't
okay?
know, but the transfer had already gone through, so even if she asked you and you said no, it was going to happen anyway. So... And she was just trying. I remember she was trying to just make it a big deal. No.
What was her?
She was not a good person. Yeah. How was she being protective?
No.
Yeah.
Was she trying to be protective towards me or be? Yeah, you're right.
No,
she wasn't being a good person.
She wasn't.
I'm just thinking back. I'm like, what was her?
Probably was
motive.
Her motive was to try to stir up some drama.
That's what it was. Yeah.
But we didn't let the enemy
take
over.
I said no. I don't care.
Yeah.
In fact, I felt more
already
comfortable
knew her,
that you even wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow.
I didn't know you were there. It was like God. Because I didn't know that you were... I mean, it was Regis and Clayton to Regis and Smithfield, and I was just being transferred because my office...
was closer.
Yeah, and, like, I wasn't making it to Clayton in time to start at 6 o'clock when I had gotten off the finance company. Yeah. So I needed, like, more time, and I knew my clients could drive from Clayton to Smithfield because that's near each other, but I didn't have time to do that.
It just made more sense.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely did. All right, that's you right there.
Wow, where are we at right here?
Down.
Right here. Yeah. She then wanted to be right by my side in the salon I had started working at, which was the first salon I had started as a cosmetologist. Mm-hmm. I felt so safe underneath her wing. It was inexplainable. She wanted to learn and grow right beside me, and I felt so privileged and less afraid. Something about Janie's light intrigued me, and I couldn't get enough of her. Aww. She complimented me all the time and helped me every step of the way through all of my trials with boyfriends, haircuts, how I thought about myself and others, tough decisions I had to make, learning about my finances, helping me, and loving others, my fitness and a healthy diet, and being confident, which was huge to me. When she was in the room, fear demolished, which still to this very day happens. Aww. Her light can take over a whole stadium. It amazes me, and now as we grow closer to Jesus together, I cannot get enough of making our light shine bright together. She is my true sister in Christ. It took me many more years to understanding how she had so much light. I had known I was always a Christian for all of my life and attended church as a very young child and even got baptized at the age of 13. But I had no clue that I could have a living relationship with Jesus like she had. I just recently learned at the age of 39, which I'm 42 now, so... Wow. Janie never pushed me into that. She just took his light and shined it wherever she would go, and I wanted it badly as well. I continued to seek her even when I was still so lost, and she never judged me, never left me, and would answer to me any time of the day. Here we are now, both saved, both walking with Jesus, and I am so excited that we have bonded so much through time and that the Lord always had a plan, and this was it. He knew our team was going to be strong for him and his kingdom, and I cannot wait to watch us grow even more into the women he's called us to be together.
Oh, I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, so that was, I mean, we've mentioned like a lot of happy things, and I want to talk about some of our challenges and obstacles.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So we're going to call it the weather. And whenever me and Britt had gotten into a huge fight, normally when we get into huge fights, we recover immediately. We literally will say our last fight word, and then that will go into our makeup word. So, like, whatever we ended with that we fought about, we would automatically just go into a word of, like, hey, I'm sorry. That was, like, I don't know what that was. You know, we humble ourselves immediately. And that's how all of our friendship has been. And I remember the worst one that we didn't talk for, I'm going to probably say it was like 2 days. And I remember saying, unless you're going to talk to me about the weather, don't talk to me about anything else, because we're hairstylists. The weather we have talked about so many times. We don't want to talk about it, but the customers always want to talk about the weather. How it's raining,
day,
or like,
gosh.
yeah, I don't care about that. I never have, unless they want to call me in the morning and tell me what to wear because of the weather. I'll take that, but I don't really want to talk about that. I would change the subject immediately with my clients.
Me too.
So
or
that's
the traffic.
Yeah.
I love y'all, but
yeah,
I know.
It's a lot.
Look, I know the traffic is bad.
The traffic is bad, especially around the beach.
I know it is.
Like, it's bad.
They do
here.
like to talk about that, and I'll change the subject
Yeah.
because it's like I just don't want to be complaining.
Let me tell you what, the best thing that we've ever done in our lives is get a boat, because we don't have to beat that beach traffic. We literally can dump the boat at our house into the Lockwood Folly, right out to the waterway.
Yep.
We don't have to wait for traffic. We don't have to. I encourage everyone to get a boat, because that will really help with the beach traffic.
Yeah, I just have a paddleboard and a kayak, so it's just me that I get to take care of, and I'm so.
Well, you have a boat too.
Excited
You have
about
our
that.
boat. We've taken the boat out several times.
All I gotta do
to
is
paddle
get in the car and go to a lake. Like,
yeah, that's
nobody's
true.
doing that. It's so peaceful.
It is
it's like
peaceful.
the most peaceful thing in the world.
I love that.
But yeah, I can't wait for us to paddleboard. I'm gonna bring my paddleboard probably next time.
Yeah,
maybe,
do
and
please.
we can get on the boat and
let's
go
do
out there
it.
and do that like we did last time.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
So about the weather, I remember, we're not going to go into detail what it was about, because it was just something silly, but like, I remember
you came into the salon and walked right past me.
Yeah.
Put your stuff down and like.
And you were like, it's sunny.
And you
outside.
were like two.
I was right beside you. Our stations were right beside each other.
Yeah, but they were a little bit far.
Yeah, because they had. Remember, I had my guitar shelf. It was so edgy and cute.
That was so cute. Yeah, I love that. And then you were putting your stuff away, and it was like an awkward little bit of a silence. And I said, "Hey, Janie."
You were like, "It's sunny outside.
It looks sunny outside."
And then I just
you started
crying.
laughing.
No, I was crying.
Oh, maybe I laughed.
You probably laughed at me crying.
Maybe we laughed later.
Yeah, we did laugh later.
Yeah.
But I just remember I just started like tearing up because I needed you.
I probably said I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. But you should have, because that one was your fault. I should have. But there has been ones that have been my fault. Yeah. But in our friendship, I love how we can humble ourselves and just say, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Because we are all human. Oh my goodness. And we're all going to stumble. We are all going to stumble. And it's just crazy.
We all have emotions and feelings, and we just need to like understand that. And sometimes we react off of our emotions and feelings, and it's not always the correct thing to do.
Yeah.
So being humble is important.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's some moments that have strengthened our bond. Britt was in town for my wedding. She was my maid of honor. I remember when she left after a long weekend, we headed back home where her life was going to be forever different, a journey she would grow so strong in. When Britt was saved, not only was it a big moment for her in her life, it was a big moment for me in my life. I prayed for Britt to be my heaven bestie, And she is. Britt and I have become the most powerful relationship built on rocks now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, which I know it wasn't like God's timing, I'm going to say, but if we would have been that light together at the salon and at all the salons that we worked at several together. We actually followed each other to the salons from there on out, from Regis.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to not work
Be
together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a lot of people saying that y'all shouldn't work with each other. Y'all shouldn't. And I just remember our moms, your mom and my mom, always being our fighters and backing us and saying, you guys have such a good friendship to hold this together. I remember your mom being so supportive of our friendship and knowing all of our arguments. I remember sitting there in your kitchen tattling to you in front of tattling to your mom in front of you.
Talking about me.
Yeah, talking about you when you were there, but I wanted to tattle on you because you had hurt my feelings. I'm way more sensitive than you are.
Yeah, and she'll definitely take your side if it's the truth.
Yeah, my mom does too.
I remember that day. She was like, Britt.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, but then you apologized and you humbled yourself, and I like that.
Because when Mama says, she is always right.
I know, that's right. Yeah, my mom is too. My mom will take my husband's side over my side if he's right. She don't care if she don't care.
There's right and there's wrong.
Yeah.
And there's no there's no in between.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. I agree with that.
I'm like, I don't like for me and my mom to be upset with each other too long.
That's a
I
bad
don't care
feeling.
what it is about. I'm going to call and apologize because she is my she's older than me, and I need to respect her.
Yes.
And then that's when we'll start talking about
I feel the same
whatever.
way about
and then
mom.
she'll say I'm sorry too, like if she felt like she had been doing or said something wrong too. So that like I don't let too much time go.
If me and my mom get into a spat, I literally will follow her around the house while she's trying to get away from me, asking me to give her a moment. Because I don't want to give her no moments.
No.
I literally want to just say, Mom, let's squish this. Let's continue our life.
Yeah.
Because my mom is, besides you, my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's
Absolutely.
my biggest cheerleader. She's my rock.
Same with my
She's
mom.
my go-to. Yeah. And I think that's what makes us so close because we understand that.
Yeah.
And it's very special.
I'm very blessed to have that.
Yeah, I am too.
That
definitely
relationship.
Yeah. But my mom will literally say, give me a second, Janie. Let me think about this. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking like, no, let's squash this immediately. Because I'm that girl that does not like, I don't like for it to linger.
Yeah.
Because I get scared if like it's going to get swept underneath the rug, then it's going to be awkward. I mean, I'm just one to confront the situation and just like make it better so we can continue.
Just get it going. Yeah, we don't need to just keep lingering and making up stories in our head and it morphs into more anger and pain, and then you go gossiping, and that's not the way to live.
And I am so grateful of our friendship because we don't gossip.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people come up to me and is like, hey, did Britt tell you, or did you know about this? No. I know last night you were talking to Daniel and you were like, did Janie tell you about the situation that just happened? And Daniel was like, no. Because I literally don't talk about you.
Yeah.
Like, if it's your story, if you want to share it, share it. If you
That's
don't,
the way it
or if
should
you want
be.
to say like, hey, can you tell Daniel so that Daniel can give me some advice? Because my husband, I love him
think
so
I
much.
was just so ready to get his advice because I know
he gives
he had
such
been
godly,
through that same situation.
such godly good advice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
From that Charlotte trip, I knew he had been in the same situation, and I really wanted to hear what his view on that.
Yeah.
And I actually got it, and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like to, and we probably aggravate him, but we like to pick his brain about a lot of stuff, don't we?
Because he's smart.
He is smart. He's naturally smart.
Yeah, he knows stuff.
Yeah. Well, what I've learned in our friendship is I've learned that don't give up on friends that are not saved. You are the light they need. And if you have a friend that respects your beliefs and the way you live your life, like Britt has for me, that's the best kind of unsaved friend you would ever want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I didn't know about And my mom and dad, I know they are so grateful for you because you were the best like unsaved friend I've ever had.
Wow.
You never took me around like drugs and alcohol. If there happened to be drugs and alcohol at a party, we were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like we removed ourselves. I mean, even your language, like you've never like cussed me out. You've never yelled at me. You've never like done stuff that, I would think that other unsaved people, would have, a mouth on them or something like that. You've never been that way to me, and you even though you say that you were unsaved, we talked about God a lot.
We actually
So it's
did.
kind of so weird to me.
I don't think I understood the walk with him though until I had to lose everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
and when I mean everything, it was at the end of me, like I had to like fully submit everything because I was nowhere. I was 39 years old, still didn't have children, wasn't married. I was fully comparing myself back then. Now I don't. I know I'm God's daughter and beautiful the way I am, regardless of what I have. I just don't compare myself to others anymore, and there's value in who I am. Without all that. But back then I had to like submit everything to him. Because I had nothing. I had no strength to fix who I was. I had nothing left. So
sometimes I think that we all are like, we continue to keep on saying God's timing. But I remember an incident, and I mean, I hate to even bring this up, but I'm bringing it up. We had went and bought a whole bunch of hair stuff to start our own salon because me and you were just such powerful people, successful hairstylists, and we were just, we were planning on going to make bank.
Yeah.
We even found us a room, a building and a place like that had sold a whole bunch of used but new looking salon stuff, and we had bought it all. We put it in to 50 Cent's storage shed that he had. It was a nice one that he had built. I think him and his daddy had built it, and they're so talented. And I remember crying to 50 Cent and saying to him, like, she doesn't want to do this now because the person that you were dating was putting stuff into your head, like saying that, Janie's she'll take over you, or she's too strong of a leader for you. Like, he was just putting stuff like that in your head. And I remember you saying that, maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe you should back out. And I just remember being so upset about that and just feeling so strongly that it was God's will. And sometimes I think this is why it's so important to get saved and to be in God's will, is because that was God's will for us to start a hair salon business. And at the moment, you weren't in God's will.
Nope.
So you can't say it wasn't God's will to not start that hair business, because it literally was God's will. We had the funding. I agree with you. Yeah, the funding that we had was ridiculous. And I remember 50 Cent giving us $3,000 to even start the whole buying of the mirrors and the everything, basically.
I think I was so intertwined in who I wasn't. Or didn't know who I was. I had not yet found the authentic love for myself that I needed to find. So I was bound underneath someone else's power over me, and I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet. And I know that now, looking back, and you were powerful compared to me. And I didn't think that I could make it because I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I'm sorry for that.
Oh, well, thank you for apologizing. But I want it to be put out there, because I want people to know that, like, it's not, people are always constantly saying, well, it just wasn't God's will at that time.
It actually was, but I wasn't ready for that yet, because I was going to have to go through quite some other things,
right,
for him to choose me.
And 50 Cent was such a big comfort for me, because he literally said that it wasn't your timing, and that was perfect. Like, it it wasn't like he was saying that it wasn't God's will or that it was God's will. He was just like, it's not her timing. So you may be ready mentally and successful, like business successful wise for this, but she's not ready. And I mean, he encouraged me to push on and to do it with someone else or to do it with myself, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
And I knew that that's not what's going to work. Because when you're picking out a business partner, you have to pick out someone that you can literally be honest with, that you can be that you can be confrontation with, that you can have confrontation with. And I really strongly feel that
like
was you.
We were a match. Yeah.
Britt,
and we were. And
nobody
we were
can
a match.
fight like us and then spring back.
Yeah.
My husband even got scared in the car when we were on the way to Elevation Church when we were having that fight.
Yeah. Was he?
He had a pee so bad. And he was saying
that.
It was because he had a pee, but he's like, I'm not going to lie, y'all scared me.
Yeah.
But we bounced back literally so fast.
But you scared that situation out of me.
Oh.
That whole situation about...
I was mad at you.
We don't have to go in the details right now, but it cured it.
Wow.
I haven't even thought about that anymore.
Wow,
like, I wasn't meant for what I thought I was supposed to have.
Right. Yeah. And we'll definitely go into it more episodes down because we have so much to talk about that.
You were like, just know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, love yourself and be content in who you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to be confident in myself. I didn't have my worth.
Yeah.
And so I was easily manipulated.
Yeah.
And I was very codependent from a very young age. So I continuously kept that cycle of codependency in each relationship. And like, I wasn't ready to be the strength that you were at. Like, I never felt like I was at the top where you were at yet. Especially when it came to like doing a business together.
Yeah.
That like was scary.
Yeah.
And then God gave us this another chance because we're doing this together now.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah.
Walking confidently now in Him and knowing my worth, which is another story for later.
Yeah.
That I can't wait to share. But it's building in me. And it'll come out eventually.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
It's huge. Yeah.
It will. Do you want to share what you learned?
Oh, I've learned to keep friends that have value in themselves when you may not feel value in yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Keep friends that like to dream and talk about their dreams and their goals. Keep people that you see are confident. Keep people around you that have been blessed with things that you have not been blessed with.
That's good.
Because you are going to become who you keep around you.
Yes.
And I need that good, positive, loving family that cares and loves me and builds me up and doesn't rip me down.
Yeah.
And I just need good, confident people and that are positive.
Yeah.
To be around. Especially coming from my background to now. Like, I don't want to be around a bunch of negative, hateful people. How's that going to help me grow?
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are coming in and out of your circle all the time sometimes. Until you got to have that happen for a long period of time in order to find the actual core people.
Yeah. That's so good.
And it's a lot to grow through and see. But that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
To be able to grow in the full potential that we're meant to. Yeah.
Wow.
Did I answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's a good thing what you've learned.
Okay.
Well, I want to read this. I wish I could just say it, but I need to read it.
That's okay.
So, I've been meaning for a while to put my thoughts into words for some time. now, and I figured what better place to do it than right here on the Lit Show. I want to let you know how much you mean to me. From the moment that we met, I felt an instant connection. Over the years, our bond has grown stronger, and I've come to realize just how special our friendship is. You are more than just a best friend to me, you are family. Every moment spent with you is comforting, a lot of laughter, fights that always end with a sense of peace I cherish deeply. Your kindness and generosity are just a few of the many qualities that make you such a remarkable person. When I'm around you, I feel truly understood and accepted for who I am. Your unwavering support and belief in me has helped me through some of the toughest times in my life, and I am so grateful for the grace that you have shown me. Our friendship is a constant source of strength and comfort. I know how we can talk about everything and anything from the silliest topic. I love how we can talk about anything and everything from the silliest topics to the deepest conversations. Your wisdom has guided me more times than I can count. You've taught me the true meaning of loyalty and what makes me be a genuine friend. I want you to know that you are so important, that you are such an important part of my life. I admire you and think the world of you. Your compassion, resilience, and beautiful spirit inspire me. Thank you for being you, for being my rock, and for sharing this journey of life with me. I look forward to all the memories we have yet to make and the adventures we will embark on together. You mean the world to me, and I am so blessed to have you as my best friend.
Oh,
I almost felt like
I love that.
Yeah, I almost felt like I was reading that at your funeral or something.
Yeah, and will
It's
you?
making me yeah, I'd have to change it though, a little bit, because this kind of a little bit sounds like you're alive, but also that I'm just like remembering you.
Yeah, you'll have to put will, but you'll have to change out will for were.
Yeah. And put
I can't even match this. This is awesome.
That means you're a better friend. I'm glad I got the better friend.
Oh.
Well, I want to go ahead and pray.
Yeah.
Heavenly Father, Lord, grant us the wisdom to choose our friends wisely, to nurture these friendships and relationships with care, and to always be a source of strength and comfort to those around us. Teach us to love at all times, just as your word instructs, and to build friendships that honor you and glorify you. We ask that your blessings on all of our friends and keep them safe. May our friendships be a testament to your love and grace, shining brightly in a world that so desperately needs your light, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So don't forget about our merch.
Yes.
And thank you guys for tuning in to this special episode. I want to encourage everyone, don't be scared to introduce yourself and make a new friend. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
See ya.